Good morning, students. Hope you're all hale and hearty. So, ready for the computer class? Children, last time you had done about websites, web pages, browsers, text editors, and then what is HTML, the language behind all of them. How do you create a basic HTML document? What is the structure of a document? And how do you view an HTML document? Right? It was the very basics of HTML. So this time we are going to create a formatted web page. So let's see what is our page going to be like. To begin with, let's start with a simple poem on nature. This poem is shown here. Now this has got a caption and it has got text written beautifully. So let's get started. For HTML we need Notepad, and I have already pinned my Notepad to the taskbar. So I start with HTML. On HTML I'm going to increase the font size right in the beginning. Before increasing the font size, I'll select the entire document. For selecting the entire document, I'll simply write anything, select it, press Ctrl A and then go to Format, Font, and I'm going to increase the font size. Alright, so now let's begin HTML. This makes the font bigger. Now children, while we are typing HTML, we can type both the opening and closing brackets together so that it becomes easier for us to type. So I write here HTML. Then after HTML we have the head tag. After the head tag we move on to the title tag. Now the title is the text which appears in the title bar. In this document, since only the caption is given, the title is not given because it is not a web document. So what we can do is we will give it a title nature. Alright, so here I'm going to give it the title nature / title. So this is going to close the title tag. Now whenever we are creating tags, children, the closing tag, that is this tag, the closing tag, the one with / always comes after the content of the tag. This is the content of the tag. This is the opening tag, this is the content of the tag, and this is the closing tag. Now once I've closed the title tag, I move on to close the head section of the document, which contains information about the document. Now whatever I need to be displayed on the page has to come in the body section. So I start with the body section. Now we'll get back to our picture. You can see the caption here is nature is everywhere. So we'll also learn to give the caption. The caption can be given with the tag H1. That is the first level heading, which is the biggest heading. So I'm going to write here alright. Now I am going to close this heading H1. Now I start typing the text. So I'll start with the P tag, that is I'm making a paragraph. Here I write nature is everywhere. And after writing this nature is everywhere, we can see that the next line is it comes in the very next line. So if I type nature is everywhere, you go just like this. After this I type here alright children, so I have typed the entire poem. You can see it has been typed entirely in the same way as it has been typed here. See, here it was written nature is everywhere. We have also written in one line nature is everywhere. Then after a gap of 2 lines approximately, it has been written nature is everywhere you go. So I would also be giving it a line spacing of 2 lines, and then after another 2 line spacings it is everything that lives and grows is nature in a different line. So here also I write in a different line Then animals big and small, it has been written exactly the same way. Whatever here is written in one line, here also I have written in that line, and whatever is written in the next line here goes to the next line here also. The whole poem I have written like this only. Now let us see what is going to be the output. So I have kept the same line spacing, the same indentation. Now let us move on to the output. After closing the paragraph tag, I move on to closing the body tag. Now I've closed the body tag, and then I'm going to close HTML. I'm going to save my file with the name nature.html. Now this after giving it a file name, giving it the extension .html is extremely important. We have to save it with the extension .html, otherwise the browser does not know that it is an HTML file. Now I'm going to save it on the desktop only. So I save my file on the desktop. Now let me see the output. This is the desired output. Now I am going to minimize this notepad file. Here I am having nature1. Let me open this. Oh my god, this is how my output looks, whereas I wanted the output to be something like this. So one thing that I can strikingly see is that yes, the h1 tag works. It is nature is everywhere is coming in a bold manner. It is coming like a heading, but this heading is not in center, and not only the heading, the entire poem is coming in center. So what do I need to do? I need to center align all of them. So now to put everything in the center, we are going to make use of the center tag. Since I want my heading also to be in the center, I'll give the center tag. It is CENTER before the heading, and I want the entire poem to be center aligned, so I am going to close it after closing my paragraph tag. I close my center tag here. I am going to save it. Control S, minimize it, and let's refresh this. Alright, it goes in the center, the heading goes in the center. Now let us make the font look bolder. Here we can see the font is not bold also, so we will make the font look bolder. And now to make the entire text bold, I'll be making use of the bold tag. My heading is already bold, so I'll be using the bold tag inside the paragraph. The bold tag is given with the symbol B. B stands for bold tag. Now I want the entire paragraph to be bold, so I'm going to give the bold tag, and here in the end I'm going to close the bold tag. Now it follows a rule, that is the last in tag is the first out tag. Here we had started the center tag, we had started the h1 tag, h1 has been closed. Now our order is the tag that opens last is the tag that closes first. The innermost tag closes first. It follows that DMAS theory. That is, the innermost bracket is the one that is going to be solved first. Now I save my work and I see the output. Again I'm going to refresh this page. You can see everything has become bold. But again the line spacing is not proper, they are not coming, everything is not coming in center, though we have given the center tag. The reason is that they are all coming in one line. So how do we give it different lines? To give line spacing or to change the line, we need to use the BR tag. The BR stands for the break tag, and the break tag just means that we are going to break the line here. Now we are going to give the BR tag. One BR tag refers to one line spacing. Here there were two line spacing, so I am going to give two BR tags. Similarly, after nature is everywhere you go, here there were two line spacing, so I am going to give again two BR tags. Notice that we have removed the spaces which we had given with the enter key. We have removed that space, those spaces, and now we are giving the space only with the BR tag. Wherever we want to change the line, we need to give a BR tag. Now let us see the outcome. Does it make any change? Now I press Ctrl S, I minimize this, and now let me refresh this. Right, you can see it has come in exactly the same way as it was written over here. You can see nature is everywhere, nature is everywhere. The same amount of spacing has come here. It has all become bold, and now it is in the center also. So for center we use the center tag, for bold we had used the B tag, for paragraph we had used the P tag, for line breaks we have used the BR tag. And one thing, children, that the BR tag is not closing anywhere, it is just opening. Why? Because it does not contain any text within it. It is not applicable to any text, it just gives a line break. So it is known as an open tag. A tag which does not close is known as an open tag, whereas a tag which closes, like the P tag we started, we closed. The B tag we start, we close. These all tags are known as container tags. Why? Because they contain text inside them. So they are all container tags, the tags which have an opening and a closing. The tags which do not close, they have only an opening, they are known as empty tags. And one example of empty tag that we have done is a BR tag. There are other examples also which we would be doing. Now I want certain lines coming back to our topic. I want certain lines to be written in italics. Italics means in a slanting order. So what I'll do is I'll choose certain lines like these single words. I want that they should come in italics, only this word animal. So what I'll do is I'll use the I tag. I stands for italics. Remembering the tags in HTML is very easy. If you want to make it bold, if you want to make the text bold, you will use the B tag, B for bold. If you want to make the text look italicized, means slanting, we will make use of the I tag. If you want to give a paragraph, we make use of the P tag. Here I have used I tag and I have closed I tag. That means it is a container tag and this is the text that it contains. And I want only animals to be italicized, so I have started my I tag here and closed it over here. Now similarly, I want that this line, nature is beautiful in every way, this should also be italicized, so I'll put an I here, and here I want to close it. I will be closing my I tag before the break tag, because after the line is over then only I want a break. Alright, now in the end I want that this particular portion, the last line, so listen, learn and do your part to keep nature beautiful forever. I want this line should be underlined. To underline any line I need to give U tag. Underline begins with U, so I will be giving the U tag. I start the U tag over here, and before the closing the bold tag I am going to close the U tag. Why? Because the tag that opens the last is the one that closes the first. U tag opened after B tag, so it is going to close before B tag. Now once I've done all the changes, let us see what effect does it give. Save the work, Ctrl S saves it. Now let us go to the Explorer window and let us refresh our page. Now see here, animals, this has come in italics, it is slanting. Similarly, nature is beautiful in every way, this is slanting. You can see listen, learn and do your part to keep nature beautiful forever. This has become underlined. So children, today what we have learned is how to make our text look more formatted, how to bring it in center, we give the center tag, then how to give formatting tags such as bold, italics, underline, what are container tags and what are empty tags. Do practice this page and save it in your own folder.